Joining us now to talk about Southern Company's earnings is the chairman, the president, and the CEO, Tom Fanning. Tom, thanks so much. As Dominic was saying, the weather seems to have been on your side, at least for your business. Now, what are you seeing though through your business about what's going on with consumer demand?
Well, actually, the Southeast economy has traditionally been more reliable, more robust than what we see elsewhere in the United States. It's been that way for years. And we continue to see that. The industrial sector continues a momentum of recovery that eventually we think will lead to job growth. Of our top 6 segments on the industrial side, sales are up about 13%. A lot of that export related.
Really? Okay. So are you saying that then for some of your customers that they're on the cusp of hiring?
Well, I think so. What we've seen now over the past 2 years is a recovery in the industrial sector. We've seen flat sales to residential and to commercial. But we can point to, a dozen or so projects around the Southeast where we're going to add 1,000 or more jobs at each site. And therefore, we believe that, in fact, jobs are coming. Now, they haven't shown up so far. Why is that? During the downturn, our industrial sector companies typically took the time to retool and become more efficient. And in fact, our industrial production capacity is up 18% off its lows and about 10% off its highs back in 2007. Eventually, we think that growth will show up in jobs.
Tom, what about for your own company and for your own business? Where is the jobs picture for you?
We're actually adding jobs at a great rate. When you think about Southern Company, we are the only company in our industry adding generation in all of the major portfolios of what we call the 21st century generation portfolio. It'd be nuclear, 21st century coal, gas, renewables, energy efficiency. We've committed $20 billion to building out that portfolio for the future, and we're adding a significant amount of jobs along the way.
Tom, let me just, for a moment, I'll return to the energy sector, but let me just ask you for a moment, your view on what is going on in Washington and the threat of a downgrade and the possibility that we're going to default. How is it affecting your conversations in the company and in the boardroom?
Well, certainly, we're very hopeful that the policymakers in Washington will reach an agreement. Of course, what we're all after here is to protect our customers, to preserve job growth, and to help this struggling economy. So that's what we're after. The issue that I think we will face going forward is, as Southern is positioned as having the highest level of financial integrity in our industry, to be able to withstand the variations in the economy over time. Certainly, if the government is able to reach an agreement here, we think that will preserve the ability to grow the economy and create jobs.
And if not?
Well, then I think what you'll see is some dislocation in the economic growth profile of the United States. But Southern Company is the best positioned company, I believe, in our industry because of our financial strength. We have the highest level of financial integrity and the best bond ratings.
But you mean cash, right? That you've got a lot of cash?
Financial strength, equity ratio, interest coverage to debt, et cetera.
But Tom,
yeah.
what I mean is that, if for instance, we may or may not get a credit downgrade, does that affect your, I guess, view about wanting to hold more cash or liquid assets in the company to protect against a headwind like that?
I don't think that any dislocation as a result of a failure to reach agreement would reach that far. Certainly there will be, I think, temporary issues over time. But I think Southern Company is exceedingly well positioned to be able to ride through those rough patches, as it were.
Tom, is there anything that's going on in Washington right now would affect your ability to hire?
Not really. What we're focused on is a growing economy in the Southeast and providing energy necessary to continue that growth momentum. And so we have constructive regulation. We have a supportive legislative and I would say business-friendly environment down here. And I think that will continue. So the characteristics of what makes the Southeast economy great, I think, will continue. Everyone will see some challenges as a failure to reach agreement here, but I think the Southeast would be the place to be in terms of meeting them better than most.
Okay, well, and of course, because that is your base, and as you say, that is where you've seen a lot of growth. So, Tom, you know, we've seen a lot of growth and also a lot of consolidation. When you get back to the energy sector, you know, we've seen Exxon, Constellation Energy. I mean, a lot of these companies have been consolidating. Are you looking at buying or selling, or you know, what are your acquisition plans?
Well, Southern Company is a standalone proposition, I think is one of the best stories in the industry, has been for a number of years, and our data proves that out. Any idea we have about M&A, and it's our responsibility, we have a fiduciary responsibility to evaluate those opportunities. We look at them all the time. But to beat our standalone proposition is a pretty tall task. So we look, but so far we're very happy with where we are right now.
Got it. Tom, good to talk with you as always. Tom Fanning, the Southern Chairman, CEO, and President, coming to us from Atlanta.